outcome and expectations are not the same things, but let's get them in alignment, okay? Instead of setting this bar of high expectations, right? There are variables that come into play that we cannot plan for, and they then have a domino effect into the rest of that day, the rest of that meeting, whatever it is. And since we can't plan on the variables and we don't have a crystal ball where we can see into the future, let's start thinking about what can we focus on, because you can only control yourself. You can only control how you react to something. I can't control the kids. I can't control my coworker. I can't control this date night, this party, this event. I can't control those people. I just know that I want that outcome to be the best that it can be. So how do I get there? You get there by controlling your reactions, by controlling yourself, by controlling your emotions, by knowing that at any given time, there could be a variable thrown in that's really going to put a kink in your plans. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? I hope that you're all having a really great spring. It's hard to believe that it's already spring and summer's just around the corner. And, I live here in Austin, Texas, and we literally can go from 38 degrees to 78 degrees. And now we're even getting into the 90s. So I'm not quite ready for that heat yet. We have really hot summers here. And I wish we had a little bit more of a winter sometimes. Our winter it's like a roller coaster between winter, spring, and summer and back again. And it's really, really hard sometimes with allergies, the pollen on the cars. It's a lot. So I want to talk to you today about expectations. Expectations can sometimes just absolutely ruin our day, our week, a vacation, a trip. You wake up in the morning and, you're expecting to have a certain kind of day, or you want your meeting to go a certain way. You're expecting the conversation with your business partner, your boss, your coworker to go a certain way. As moms, we put a lot into vacations with our kids, with our families, even just a little trip, right? You put a lot of work into it, a lot of effort, and then you have expectations. The thing is that our expectations sometimes are so high that, and we don't see any way it's not going to go that way, right? Those are expectations. Sometimes they're so high that that they're impossible. And the thing with expectations, because I used to have really high expectations on everything, right? And if it didn't go that way, I absolutely, just would get so frustrated. It would ruin my day. Maybe a few days or week, maybe a whole vacation if it was that. So, what outcome are you expecting? All right? What outcome are you expecting when it comes to things you would normally set expectations for? The reason I say that is because the outcome is really, really what we need to focus on. And when I say that, I'm meaning that you can't control the variables that come your way at any given time. Okay. Let's say you got a phone call coming up with a coworker and you're expecting it to go a certain way. You know it's going to go that way, and it doesn't. And you're just so frustrated. You're so irritated, and it just consumes you. Maybe it's just for the day or a week. I don't know. Let's say it's you're getting ready to go on a family vacation and you're so excited about it. You got it planned out. You have worked really, really hard at getting everything packed and ready and figured out. The thing is that again, you don't know the variables. And if you have kids, especially young ones, you know that your vacation is dependent upon their behavior, right? And you don't know how it's going to go, right? You're thinking, well, it's going to be vacation. It's going to be so much fun. Well, here's the thing. Us moms, sometimes once we get to that hotel, or maybe it's an Airbnb, we unpack, we get everything organized, and then we just want to break. We're tired. Or maybe that's the next day. And the thing is that the kids want to go, 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 right? They want to go explore the hotel, the property, whatever it is. They don't like to sit in that hotel as much as we do. They don't like to just chill. They get to chill all the time, and we don't as moms, right? So again, we have those expectations. They don't pan out. And we're just like, oh, another family vacation where people are griping. Everyone's frustrated. I'm getting upset with the kids. And that's not fun. And you feel like you just, maybe spent a lot of money and shouldn't have. So, what outcome instead are you expecting? Right? Outcome and expectations are not the same things, but let's get them in alignment. Okay. Instead of setting this bar of high expectations, right? Let's say, what outcome do we want? All right, what outcome do you want? I want you to stop setting these impossible expectations, my friends, because it ends up in frustration most of the time, right? Um, there are there are variables that come into play that we cannot plan for, and they then have a domino effect into the rest of that day, the rest of that meeting, whatever it is. And since we can't plan on the variables and we don't have a crystal ball where we can see into the future, let's start thinking about what can we focus on, because you can only control yourself. You can only control how you react to something. I can't control the kids. I can't control my coworker. I can't control this date night, this party, this event. I can't control those people. I just know that I want that outcome to be the best that it can be. So how do I get there? You get there by controlling your reactions, by controlling yourself, by controlling your emotions, by knowing that at any given time, there could be a variable thrown in that's really going to put a kink in your plans, right? And when that happens, and it doesn't happen every time, sometimes the evening goes perfect. Sometimes that phone call goes perfect. Sometimes the family vacation goes perfect. This isn't for the sometimes. This is for those times that things do not go as planned, and you're sick and tired of feeling let down, of feeling overwhelmed, of feeling like you just put a whole lot of effort and energy in, and maybe even money, into nothing. Know that any variable, any obstacle that comes your way at any given time, it was sent to you by the universe, by God, by a higher power. And it's not necessarily meant to just ruin your day. It's meant to change things up. Maybe you need to be moved in a different direction. Maybe you need to wait a few minutes before you leave and hit the road. Maybe you don't need to go do that thing on vacation. Maybe you don't need to go to that event. Maybe you need to leave a little later for date night. I don't know. Whatever it is, whatever obstacle or variable that comes your way that's that's frustrating, just know that it is for a reason. But what you can control, since you can't control the variables, what you can control is yourself. You can control your emotions, your behavior, and your reactions. And when you do that, my friends, what happens is you are much happier. Things don't get so messed up all the time, because it's one thing when something that's out of our control comes our way and we can't change it. That's one thing, right? And maybe that's already within itself just like it sucks. But it sucks a lot worse when we get pissed off, when we get mad, when we argue with someone, when we yell at our kids and they're mad at us. That sucks a lot worse. And, you know, that has a domino effect into the people that you're with. into your kids, into your family, your vacation, your date night, the family friends get together, whatever it is, right? We always have to make the best of situations. And I know sometimes that's really, really hard, you know? And as a mom of 3 kids, I totally get it. I do. I really, really do. I've had some really great memories from family vacations, um, especially the first one that I did after the divorce, just me and my kids. I paid for it. I did it. I handled it. That was a very special time in my life because it was very significant, right? And I remember going into that trip knowing how things were, on past family vacations when I was with my ex-husband, you know, and when you're with a controlling narcissist, um, if your husband or ex-husband's a controlling narcissist, you know that any sort of family trip, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, or a week, you're on your own anyways. They're not gonna do shit. They're not gonna lift a finger. They're always gonna be busy. You're going to cook, clean, and do laundry no matter wherever you are. You are the coach. You are the referee. You are the planner. You're everything at all times. And it sucks. And it's hard to enjoy the trip, the getaway, the vacation, because you're basically working. So I'm coming out of that situation for 14 plus years. And that summer, I took my kids to a water park resort, and I just was like, this is going to be great because I get to do things on my own terms. I'm going to get to eat when I want to eat, do what I want to do, hang out with the kids the way I want to, not get griped at, not get criticized, not get bitched at, not get told something, not have to wake up and be the Stepford wife. And I also knew that my kids are going to get grouchy. I have, you know, my oldest is 7 years younger than my youngest, and my daughter in between is 5 years older than my youngest. And so at that time, he was 5, I think, or 4, maybe 4. And so let's say 4, 9, and 11 years old. And I knew that because of his age, we were limited on what we could do at the water park. And I planned for that mentally in my head. I didn't set such high expectations because I always had to. The only expectations you should have are for you to control yourself, for you to trust the timing of everything and anything that comes your way, for you to control your reactions and your emotions and what you let take over and have power and control over you and your time. Those are the only expectations that you need. That's it. Nothing else. Focus on the outcome. What do you want out of it? And all that you need and all that you should want in your outcome is for you to come out at the end of it the best way possible. That's it. Sometimes we lose our temper and we get pissed off and we go down that woe is me victim path of like every single time. It never fails. Why this? Why can't this? Why can't they? Why can't you? Well, say, why can't I to myself? Every single day is an opportunity to make memories. And memories, my friends, don't have to be some grandiose thing. Memories are like not just made at an event, at a party, at a get together, at a celebration, at a vacation. That's memories are not just made there. Every second of every fucking day, no matter how basic or boring you think it's gonna be. I don't care if you're like, I gotta work all fucking day. What memories am I gonna have? It's work. Well, that attitude sucks, number one. And well, that's not gonna help you a whole lot, is it? Because you have already decided something. How can you decide your future? How can you decide how you're going to feel? I don't care if you wake up today and you're in a bad mood and you already decided today's going to be a shitty day. Well, with that thought, it's going to be. You don't even give yourself a chance when you do that. You already decided with your expectations of what you expected today to be when you rolled out of bed and you felt like crap, or you got a phone call you didn't like, or someone pissed you off, or you didn't even want to go into work or do what you had to do today. and you already decided today's just going to be a shit day. That decision, my friends, is why your day will be that way. It shouldn't be so hard to just flip that script, flip the script. Say, why do I do that to myself? Why do I beat myself up? Maybe say something like, my day didn't start off the way I wanted it to, but that was just a moment in time and it's already passed. The rest of today is going to be better. Something so simple. It's not cheesy or corny. Our words, our thoughts are so very powerful. And the moment that you embrace that and you try it, you're going to notice a change instantly. I don't understand why it's hard for people to just want to try something. I can't do that. I feel uncomfortable. That's like, come on. We all know. We all know how this day is going to be or this blank's going to be. What do you have to lose by just trying? What do you have to lose by just saying, I'm going to think about this the other way. See how that works out for me. I don't want to have a shitty day. I don't want to have a shitty vacation. Let's try something different here. The only thing that you have to lose are a lot more shitty moments in life. That's it. I want you to try this right now. Whatever it is you're doing, I want you to just say, I'm going to make the very most out of every moment from this moment on. Every single minute that comes my way, I'm going to embrace it. Some of my fondest memories in life, in fact, most of them, I didn't plan for them. I didn't plan for it. It wasn't like, well, tonight, this event, this party, this celebration is going to be huge. I'm going to make memories. Well, sure. Yeah, maybe so. I'm not saying I didn't make memories at special times. I'm saying that my special times were unplanned. Sometimes I was just at home. Maybe it was that unexpected phone call. Maybe it was that unexpected date night that you're like, yeah, we're just going to have dinner and just go home and chill. But maybe you had the most amazing conversation with your husband, with your friend, whoever. Maybe you had the best laugh of your life. And you didn't expect that, did you? But if you wanted the outcome to be good, it was. The moment that we release control in life and we stop trying to just plan everything and we just let things be, that moment, my friends, is significant. It is powerful because that's when you say, hey, I'm trusting the universe, I'm trusting God, I'm trusting that higher power because I can try all I want to plan out my life or every little second and maybe I'll do okay, but I'm probably going to let myself down more than anything because I don't know what I need. I don't know what's best for me the way the universe does, the way God does. Let's see what they got in store for me. Let's see what he has in store for me. Try that. All right, my friends. Thank you all for listening. I really, really appreciate it. Please share this show with your friends, your family. Tell them, please, if you enjoy it, right? Um, I just want to keep growing. I want to keep growing my show. And, one day have a call in show. That's my goal. Hope you have a great day, a great week. Remember, focus on the outcome.